Time to split. How to partition a hard drive in Windows. There are many reasons to partition your hard drive: security, data redundancy, or filing. It's easier than you think. Here's how to split up your storage allocation and get it ready for use. Step 1. Check for free space. First, open Windows File Explorer and make sure you have enough free space for the partition you want to create. Click on this PC in the sidebar and look at your C drive. If it's almost full, you won't be able to create a new partition, and you'll either need to free up some space or upgrade your hard drive. If you have some free space, make sure it's enough. We can't tell you how much you'll need for what you're doing, but make sure you have enough to give you some breathing room for expansion. Step 2. Back up your PC. Before partitioning your drive, back up your data. Messing with partitions always carries a small risk that you'll erase the wrong thing and lose some files, so don't start this process before backing up the drive. Windows allows you to create a backup image file, an external recovery drive, or a restore point you can return to if something goes wrong. There are also many third-party backup services we recommend. Step 3. View disk partitions. Click on the Start menu and type Partitions and select Create and Format Hard Disk Partitions. You will be presented with a list of drives and their partitions, with a graphical view along the bottom. Most computers will look something like the image above: a recovery partition at the beginning, a small 100 megabytes partition where boot information is stored, and your C partition, which takes up the majority of the drive. Note that this graphical representation is not to scale. Step 4. Shrink the C drive. In order to create a new partition, you'll first have to shrink the C partition. Right-click it and choose Shrink Volume. Windows will present you with a somewhat confusing window asking how much space, in megabytes, you want to free up. Remember, 100,000 megabytes equals 100 gigabytes. By default, it'll set your drive to shrink as much as Windows allows, but you can type in a lower number to free up less space. Make sure you have enough room to fit the files you expect to put on the second partition, plus a little extra. Click the Shrink button and let Windows to do its job. Step 5. Manage unallocated space. Once you've shrunk your C partition, you'll see a new block of unallocated space at the end of your drive in Disk Management. Right-click on it and choose New Simple Volume to create your new partition. Step 6. Format the new partition. Click through the wizard to assign it the drive letter, label, and format of your choice. If you'll only be using Windows, you can choose NTFS as the format. You might want to choose exFAT if you plan to share data between other operating systems. If you're going to install macOS or Linux on that partition, it doesn't really matter how you format it, since the OS installer will likely reformat it anyway. Unfortunately, partitioning a drive doesn't always go this smoothly. Maybe there are unmovable files near the end of the disk, and it won't let you shrink the existing partition. Or maybe your drive has accumulated a bunch of recovery partitions that Windows Disk Management won't let you delete.